Yeah, yeah, so, yeah, but I think it's important at a meeting like this, that for this stretch of blocks, that you be very specific about what are the specific bridging impacts. They didn't give you the, okay, because you know.
I don't want to help you like Fifth Avenue right here is the station right here.
Okay. That's what you said, that in November, December, they walked around and went from store to store and talked to like 21 different persons that all big
When,
deal.
okay, let me answer something. Like a coffee office. When you do that,
Yeah.
I feel like if something that's not fair. You put me in a corner and you basically tell me that this is what it is on my side. That's not fair. Even though we have to
Did they talk to you?
So I think that we need to be very on both sides.
Well, I think they're probably the first thing is just to let people know it's
Yes.
happening, and then hopefully we'll have a meeting, which, you know, because it's a multi-meeting, you can't, you know, resolve things like this. I think because. Yeah,
Okay, sure. Please, I'm happy to have you sit.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, we're gonna pull together and get started. We got people taking their kids to school and one thing and another, so people be trickling in, so respect for people who came on time. We're gonna go ahead and get going. And, people join us as they come in, I'm sure. I'd like to introduce the two clowns right here for today.
Thank you. Thank you everybody for showing up today. First let me introduce, I'm sorry, I switched the agenda a little bit, but we need to introduce ourselves. This is a group of merchants from East Lake. We combine with San Antonio. Some of them are also from the district, and we want to work in this project ourselves. We basically come together. These are the very first meeting that we have with AC Transit here at East Lake. Many of our merchants are very concerned because they don't even know what it is, what is your project is about. And so we're here today, and we are happy to have minimal meeting with you. Let's go around and introduce ourselves, who we are, and for the merchants in the area, please tell AC Transit and everybody how long have you been here and what your business is. Let me start with myself. I am the manager for HB Dental, manager and owner for HB Dental, which is 650 International Boulevard. I have been here for more than 20 years. That's why I care about community. I care about what's happening in the area. And I'm also co-captain for East Lake.
Hi, I'm Shelly Liu. I'm from New King Restaurant on 200 International. We haven't been here that long, but we've been around International and East 12 for about 20 years, all my life.
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Anna Wong and I'm owner with Saigon Paintings. I've been in this business for 5 years and I I do concerns very much about the community and the area, especially the parking, spot. Thank you.
Lorena Arroyo Garcia. I'm with Acebird Ventures, and I'm part of the Merchant Outreach team.
My name is Kerry Lightfoot, and I am the Community Outreach Manager for the BRT project. I'm with L. Leffler and Associates.
Good morning, Andrea Lowe with Acebird Ventures as well. We've been working on merchant outreach as well as we'll be working on outreach as far as the contractors, the construction opportunities.
Hello, I'm Pat Cunningham, I'm the city council member of District 2, which is the area.
Thank you.
Elisa Gallo, I'm from the city of Oakland, and the Office of Economic Development, working on the BRT business.
Antonio Abarca, just a resident and concerned citizen of Oakland.
Kevin Blackburn, lifelong resident of District 2, minus 7 years, and candidate for city council District 2 since your councilman is retiring.
Okay, my name is Jeffrey Johnson. I am the community planner for Transform. I'm here to listen to concerns about the BRT project. I am a former staffer for Oakland City Council District 1, and I grew up in Oakland, 12th grade, so I am a long time Oakland resident.
Good morning. My name is Rinaldo Terrazas. My wife and I bought a half block 214 and that was 7. We decided on the open pouring next to the heated silk service, and I have my business next door. We have an apartment building on 14th and another building. Yeah, that's right.
Buenos días, yo soy Francisco Bautista, yo vengo de la revista Universal, y mi negocio está en la avenida 23 Internacional. Tengo 3 años ya.
My name is Francisco. I own a magazine, a Universal magazine, 23rd International. I've been in the neighborhood for the last 2 years.
Good morning, my name is Yanni. I'm from Yanni's Kitchen here in Oakland. I have a business in Oakland, but I'm from San Jose. And I came here because I saw something, and I don't want to love it.
Mandy Nelson, I work at the East Bay Agency.
Hi, my name is Lynn Hong. I have the business, the grocery, the Shanghai Farm Market. I worked here about 25 years, and my sister worked first, and also like 35 years. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tim Lee. I own property here and a business here. This is my biggest concern.
Andrew Park, on the drive, you're looking at possibly leasing or buying space on 23rd and International. I'm also a candidate for city council.
David Wilkins, AC Transit, BRT.
So is it everybody? Thank you so much. So let me go forward to the agenda. The purpose for the meeting today, let me tell you something. We, merchant here, have the passion for our area. So when you come to our area, we would like to know why and what impact it will bring to us. And so today, we would like to go over 3 things. First, we want to express the concern when the BRT come in. And also, second, we want to hear what you have to say, your plan, and how do you address and your response to the question and concern that we raise. And number 3, we would like the AC Transit to tell us your concrete commitment to address our concern. You know, in the past, I have attended many of the meetings. For instance, one of the meetings was on the Pearl District. Their concern are very familiar and very similar to what we have. And yet, today I'm here to ask you respectfully for your concrete proposal and commitment to work with us. We do not go in a circle because we don't have pamphlet. And we will make our commitment known to you that we will fight to the best we can to make sure that you are working with us because the impact is tremendous. So let's go over concern that we have. So Shelley, do you want to talk about the parking in the area and that you have so far? Since AC Transit is here as well at the city.
It is said that this project will take away about 400 to 500 customer parking spaces all along International Boulevard. This brings up many concerns of the merchants. We are afraid that our customers will not be able to find parking all along this block because, well, it already takes a long time in general. We're afraid that trucks that needs to unload or load their supplies will cause traffic and will make it thus harder for our customers to come to our businesses or to their work or so. We are also afraid that customers that would like to come into our parking lot, if any of the business owns the parking lot, will have a harder time driving in and out, and it will cause safety issues for them. In addition, people who need to find parking will probably take advantage of our parking lots, and this will just make problems for our possible customers to come in and look and have a spot to come in and use our ticket or do business with us. And I already think that I can't afford a valid parking system for my small little parking lot, so that's one of my issues. But all along this area, we're just thinking about what are you going to do about these 500 parking spaces that we've taken away?
Okay, thank you. Answer, what about the parking system? Okay, you can raise your concern about the loading zone.
¿Cómo es el proyecto de BRT pretende resolver el problema de carga y descarga de mercancía? Sí, porque algunas calles no cuentan, la mayoría de las calles no cuentan con callejones detrás de sus muros.
Saying that parking is difficult, or loading is difficult in this area because the people park in front of the business anyway. And obviously it's just got one lane. It'll be a problem.
All right, also what about, would you like to talk about the overall?
Did you want to translate?
Yeah, they translate. The overall changes in the area is not going to be as, the same neighborhood that we have been for the last 20 years.
That's right. The BRT is going to make it very difficult for businesses that do foot traffic, such as automotive repairs, wholesale supply businesses, and light industry. These businesses create jobs, usually better paying jobs than the retail that would replace them. The entrepreneurs who have created them on these 14 streets did so with their sweat and taking their own risk and carving out a living on a very dangerous environment for these 14 streets. They pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes every year, supporting agencies like AC. Many of them are going to have to close. We want to know what will be done to help these businesses, and also want to know where would businesses like that will be allowed to try to look. We know you can't answer these questions, but you should know that for us, what is at stake is what happens to an entire section of businesses who, through no fault of their own, just don't fit in. Oakland has rezoned this area 3 different times for the last 44 years. And every time they rezone, they're more restricted. And what's happening is that little by little, this happens. And the KC coming down to 14th Street, it just makes it very, very, very difficult to be in business. And I'm kind of curious. The city council, I assume you voted did you vote on this issue here?
On the BRT or
Correct.
on zoning, which is
No,
totally
on
different
the
things.
Did you vote on that issue?
We have not given the final approval, but we have voted on several things, and we've actually put a whole lot of conditions on the last approval, one of which was doing the business mitigations. And,
Ultimately, what was, in your idea, what was the benefit to
is that what you want, me to
I'm sorry,
write this down, or
so how do you feel?
we can,
I think we will try to stick with the agenda, so I'll jump right now to tell you about our concern, and then AC Transit have an opportunity to follow. And then after you hear both of our side, then you can talk about, what do you have in mind? Is it okay? Okay. Also, before we move forward to AC Transit, to give you an opportunity to discuss with us, I want you to know that last week, I think 2 weeks ago, we had about 40 to 50 merchants in the area coming to, yes, you were there. And so it was very explosive. We expressed our concern, our frustration, our anger. It was a lot. And the meeting was at 3:30. So the reason we switched it to 9 o'clock is so those merchants who could not make it there can make it today. And that's the reason why, but there's a lot of the missing puzzle, which is from you. AC Transit wasn't there, but the city heard our concern, definitely. So bottom of the line is this. We want you to address. We've been here for 20, 30 years, a lot of our merchants. And yet some of the business will be gone forever. You are taking 4 lane, merge it into 2 lane. And so that will affect our ability to load and unload. Restaurant will be suffer because by 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, our area will be shut down completely. It's not safe for us to receive our delivery, okay? And also, we are competing with Chinatown people. When you think about that and other merchants in the area, so if they circle around for 10 or 20 minutes to find just one parking lot, one parking space, they decide to go elsewhere, and that's our challenge. So what are you going to do about that? You are not talking about the merchants. You are not talking about the business, 1 or 2 business. You are talking about many of us. That will equate to our family, our children that we have to feed, our employee. For instance, my office, we have 20 employees. Each of them you multiply to 4. 20 times 4, that means 80 people. You are talking about it's just so many layers of effect here. So I would like to sit down with you. We would like to hear what can you do to help us out. Thank you.
Just to talk a little bit about the structure of the meeting today, so we're all clear. First of all, this agenda put together out of questions by the persons themselves. I want to ask everybody here to respect the integrity of this agenda. For whatever reason we'll be here, I'm asking that of everyone in the room, including our folks, and make sure that we get a chance to get all of our questions addressed as this process goes on. I just want to ask folks to respect our community and respect our agenda. So we're very appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
Is it possible we can close the?
Sure, sure.
Terry, is that okay?
Oh, yeah, that'll be more. So, let me start with, we'll, as we do the presentation, I know there's some follow-up questions that will be asked after we are complete. And so, but if I'm saying something that folks are unclear about, feel free to interrupt and make sure that we're covering the ground we want to address. So, where we are in the project, I think it's important to talk a little bit about this project has been under consideration, under planning for a very long time. And where we are now is, after having followed a very intensive environmental review process in which the public is very heavily involved in providing comments on that, we received, we met the requirements under the environmental impact reports, impact studies to move forward with the project. And we have had ongoing conversations with stakeholders, including the city of Oakland and also San Leandro and other groups about how we collaborate on bringing this project to fruition, actually on behalf of the corridor. Many of you are familiar with OSNI, and Elisa, help me, I want to make sure I don't butcher the name, but Oakland Sustainable Neighborhoods Initiative for International Boulevard has spent a lot of time and energy trying to develop ways in which to enhance and develop the corridor. And that hasn't changed. And it's a vision that's been held by the community for a very long time.
Sorry, it's okay. Does anybody need translation?
Translation. You got translation? Okay.
While we're at this pause, we're gonna order some coffee for everybody.
Yeah. So, okay.
Coffee and water and tea.
Coffee and water for everyone. Sure. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
So let me know when. Okay.
Okay.
So as I was saying, so the ability to contribute to an improved economic and community development along this corridor has been a vision for the community for a very long time. We believe that the East Bay Bus Rapid Transit Project is an investment into this community in a lot of different ways. So the project, whereas it brings in a particular kind of bus service, it also adds other features that we think benefit the community. And we'll talk about those in the project. So I think it's important as we have the conversation to appreciate that there are benefits that come with a project like this, and there are mitigations that come with a project like this. And what is important to try to understand is how do you balance the benefits and how do you manage the mitigation. We are here, this project is here to enhance the community. It's not here to try and put folks out of business. We are really trying really hard to find ways to limit those mitigations through construction. We're working with the city to identify other ways in which we might be able to assist with bringing other support services to local businesses in this process. So I think one of the comments I think I heard was, what is our desire to work with the merchants in this area on this project, and our desire is very high. We have had several meetings like this. We want to have more. We intend to have more to continue to gain merchant feedback and suggestions for how we can mitigate some of the concerns of the project. So go to the presentation. So I'm not going to bore you with the map other than to say that this is a very long map, and that where we are today, up toward the northern end of the corridor, is where we're talking about the East Lake and the San Antonio. So again, what are some of the project highlights? It is a $178 million investment in the community. It's a 9.5-mile corridor in which you will see a significant portion of that. You will have significant street improvements that will enhance mobility up and down the corridor. The bus service itself, it's important to remember that much of the community around this corridor is very dependent on transit. It's a very highly transit-dependent corridor. So when we talk about mobility and helping people get to and from jobs and businesses and services and shopping and commerce, many of the people along this corridor depend on AC Transit services to do this. So this BRT project is a further enhancement of those services that we can provide folks who live along the corridor. And so we're also looking at, career employment opportunities for folks who are looking for jobs at AC Transit. There are also going to be job opportunities for the construction phases of the project. We have a number of programs in place to help us employ local residents, disadvantaged workers on the project. And so we believe that these are some of the additional benefits that come with the project, and there are some other ones in the next slide we can talk about as well. So many of the things we're looking at, when we talk about complete streets and looking at how infrastructure projects can benefit communities, we talk about bicycling and pedestrian access. This project will improve the ability and the safety of bicycle transportation up and down the corridor. It will increase the ability of pedestrians to walk safely up and down the corridor. There are a number of places where we're adding in additional crosswalks, both perpendicular to International Boulevard, but also parallel to it, so that folks can walk up and down, get to businesses and shop from a pedestrian perspective as well. And we do believe that this project can serve as a catalyst for economic and transit-oriented development. There is a large, significant study that has been done that looks at the transit-oriented development on this corridor. And we believe this project ties very nicely into that vision. And so we hope that at the end of the day, we look to a long-term plan for the community in the corridor, that the BRT project is just a beginning component of what is a long-term economic and community development opportunity along International Boulevard. So these are some of the other, why BRT? When you're looking at trying to move people up and down the corridor, BRT offers what is sometimes called a light rail type process. It's cheaper, but it has some similar features where you have pre-boarding, you pay for your ticket in advance, you can get on the bus, and that increases delays at the fare box. You have real-time arrival signs so that people know when to expect the buses. You have very short headways where the buses will be arriving every 5 minutes versus every 10 minutes or so with the regular AC Transit buses. Increase in security with additional lighting and also cameras around the bus stations and the like. So these are things at the end of the day really help improve the transit experience for folks who live up and down the corridor. So just to touch on where we are and what's likely to take place so you get a sense of the timing of things. So we'll be looking at beginning construction on advanced utility relocations and some parking lots in the summer of 2014. We'll be completing the 65% design for Bid Package 3, which is the major construction, which is the stations and roadway construction. And that actual construction will begin in 2015, probably the fall of 2015, with the completion of the project ready to start operations in November of 2017. I'm sorry, Let me know if I need to slow down or pause, okay?
You're good.
Okay. Okay, so what I want to talk about in getting into this slide is that we have been doing a number of different outreach activities to get input from businesses about the project. One of them are events like this, where we have a standing offer for many of the community-based organizations up and down the corridor to come and meet with their constituents to talk about the project. What's really valuable for us, in addition to sharing information, is also making sure that we're hearing from you and what your concerns are, but also what are some of the potential mitigations that we can bring to the table as part of the 65% design that can help us figure out ways in which we can minimize the impact of the project during construction. Okay. So, whereas I'm doing a lot of talking at the moment, what's really valuable is that we're hearing from you about proposed ways in which we can actually look at the configuration, incorporate that into the design document to see if some of those things are feasible to mitigate and lessen some of the impact on business. Okay? The other thing that we've done is we have, Jay is in the house, Jay, from NRE.